Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with the second half of the Episode 5 origin scenes from The Legend of Vox Machina. Last we saw, I had to cut the video short because I didn't want to make it too long, so we're going to continue from where we left off. They were basically going into the town. It seems like there's a slightly different thing going on, but they were describing how the giant zombies were walking around. Then there was a discussion over whether or not Trinket could come with us, and it seemed like we got a little bit of hostility in the ranks. Vex, aka Laura, but Laura personally looked like she was hurt by it. She looked at Grog, who is her husband in real life, and then Liam actually said to Sam, like, you better let my bear come in because that's my sister's bear, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like, even though this is a game, I feel like some personal decisions came into play there. It seemed like Laura was pissed, like, no, I want my goddamn bear. And her husband and Liam being her brother in the tale, has to be like a brother and be like, yo, let her have her bear and everything. I don't know. I feel like it dipped a little bit into emotions there. And Sam even got a little vocal, like, could we leave the frickin' bear? Do we have to take the bear all the time? I want to take the bear all the time, and he's right here. I want to take this bear everywhere. He's Trinket. He's lovely. Oh, I was covering Pike. We haven't seen Pike in a bit. We haven't seen Ashley Johnson, but hey, it's because she wasn't part of this. So that's why I'm guessing she wasn't part of the animated show as well. That would also explain why she went on the journey. I was wondering that as well. I kept thinking, why would they send Pike off on this weird journey? That's why, because the character didn't exist. So it's a good way of waiting for her to come rolling around. So let's jump into this. We'll see where it goes. You guys want to be way ahead on other things? You better bop. Patreon link at the end. Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you will only see there. Check the link at the end. If not, here we go. Part 2. Of Episode 5, the origin scenes of The Legend of Vox Machina.
Right, so
here we go.
Make your way through.
This is right where we left off.
What you've noticed has changed. One, largely the population.
Largely the population.
Is far more sparse than what you recall. What was once a bustling city, you're now seeing about half as many people as you would see at this time of day. Going through.
I had a lot of drink, I apologize. I was smoking and having drinks.
There
My
are
drink of
a few
choice.
buildings that look
I had this
like long-term abandoned.
I'm also thinking about that cemetery.
I'm not gonna live in a cemetery. That's super creepy.
As opposed to all of the other things
Everything
we've done.
here is super creepy.
Is there
everything here
abandoned
is probably
buildings
super
around?
creepy. I gotta turn this
There are
down a little bit. They change their volumes every video.
You move past the center here, and to the left of you, you can see towards the town square, and there it is, the sun tree, a very, very large.
Is this it?
Imagine beautiful tree at one time. At full height is probably about 40 feet tall. The branches twist out and almost look like they're hanging loosely at the ends.
Watch expressions, guys.
Desolate. There's not a leaf.
This is when they figure it out.
And you do see the silhouette of the 8 figures slowly swaying from beneath the branches.
Do we continue on? Don't pay too much attention to it. Find a place to post up.
Yeah, don't get emotional.
Not yet.
Actually, I would say let's get a good look at
The funny thing is, I didn't realize that in the beginning because I didn't know what they were getting into. Laura was like saying, let's just leave. They would have never even known.
You guys turn left.
Imagine they
make your
just
way
left.
towards
They would have
the
never known.
Town square. And as you enter the square, looking around, you can see there are what would have been carts and small booths set up for selling of meats and other goods. What was a small, butter and sale-based hub of this town. Nowhere near on the scale of Iman's Bazaar, but, enough to support this town.
150 feet.
Desolate. All look to be closed down and untouched for quite some time. As you get a closer look, as you're keeping on the outskirts of the square, it's hard to make out the details, and the weathering has kind of muddled the figures that are hanging there. Percy and Vax.
Here it goes. This is the description, I
The
think.
figure on the far left.
The body.
The body on the
He
far
even
left
wrote, look at the faces as they
has a,
realize.
like a red paint smattered across its face and its arms. It's wearing a dirtied green vest-like robe that dangles below.
Now, this is Tiberius.
Closely. Immediately to the left of it, you see what looks to be the body of a child. The child is dressed up in a purple,
Scanlan.
billowing
Spoilers.
shirt, a very fine silk shirt and pantaloons, and is dangling there next.
None of them have figured it out
To
yet.
the left of that, you see appears to be a female, adorned in greens and browns. Looks like red paint has been driven through the hair and dangled.
That was like a dead giveaway. Purple
Next to
shirt.
that, you see what
I'm
appears to
walking
be-
the fuck away.
You see what appears to be a
Percy walks
another woman
away.
dressed in dark blacks and browns, leathers, some furs across the top, dark hair, dangling. To the left of that, you see another man dressed similarly, dark grays and blacks, long dark hair, dangling. To the left of that, you see a rather large man, older, rotund, probably in his 40s, clothing padded but mostly open chest, hair completely shaved bald. Looks like there are dark scars or places.
See now, and that's a grog.
To the left of that, you see
That
this
looks like
figure
where
is
it
actually
triggered.
Humanoid. It appears to have been
Oh my god.
recently
I think the
hunted
bald head
bear
is what
that is dangling.
triggered, and then Marisha knows first. Sam kind of feels it, I feel like. Yeah, see, he said it, so he knew it.
What?
It's us.
Oh, and that was the line in the animation. See, I didn't catch all this the first time I watched it. It's us. That was the last line spoken. It's us.
Do they look like us, or are they just dressed like us? Are they made to look like
Do you want to get closer and look?
Yeah.
I'm a little curious.
Do you want to get closer?
See, a second
Is
look
there
is so much
anything
more.
around
Oh,
the
there's
tree
stuff
other
going on
than
over there too.
anything at the
Watching
base
the
of the
tree.
tree?
I think it said Pike's not here because he was explaining Pike's not there because she didn't
Rocks and
exist
stones
yet.
And, piles of loose
We have
cloth
a
that
good
just been rotting
plan.
below it. Approaching, it looks like each one of these bodies has been.
Look at that
dressed up.
giant bear behind Sam and
It looks
Marisha.
like the color in the redhead's hair has been smeared through with paint. The person who's been painted red has been slapdash. You gather with a moment of looking at it, these were
See, she was saying, is it
not
possibly a
individuals that were
coincidence?
caught
But
this
he's
way.
like, no.
This was set up as a message.
Yeah, they threw paint in hair
Walking, keep your
and
head down and keep walking.
You guys continue past down this pathway. There's other buildings you see in the vicinity that look abandoned.
I'm curious where this one ends. Because I only saw like a little bit of that.
Against them in Iman.
We're all
I think that's it. I think that's all I've seen up to that point.
Sort of handsome.
But that does mean that it was because of
Oh, it's
they
a
saw us
child?
in Amon.
Oh, God.
Because Tiberius wasn't here.
You do manage to see what appears to be a
Yeah, see, some of them didn't pick up on it right away. Like he said, oh, wait, it's a child.
is silent.
I feel like the first go around, you're not realizing the details matter.
No, so it,
You manage to get the window open, and as you pull it up, dust kind of billows up around you. Kind of set it aside. You step in, and the place smells stale, musty, dark. You see candlesticks set around that have not been lit for a while, and the oil lanterns that normally light the interior of the main tavern social area have been long in disuse. There is a cellar.
yeah.
You find the cellar, and down there are a number of empty.
I feel like the life has been sucked out of everybody. They're all like
One that appears to be almost like a heavy whiskey barrel.
depressed.
Probably about 20 untouched wine bottles.
Grog's loving it.
And a little bit of ale, but it looks like a lot of the ale was either completely used or taken with whoever left and abandoned the
I
premises.
think we could definitely use these for explosions if we need them.
I think it said in the series there was far less or something.
Is there
A few thick roots under the tree. And there's the roots that you see, they continue past the tunnel. Like they go very, very deep into the ground.
Awesome. I'm gonna kind of clear out a little bit more area. I want to touch the roots and cast.
I wonder if Marisha got mad like, Vex, I know what my abilities are capable of, because she was like, you can talk to it.
Sorry.
I would have been like, I know my powers. Tell me my powers.
The sun is so bright today. Water fucking
It's Ent voice.
Hi, Aquaman.
Sure.
I can go to one of the
What is the
wells
sub-train choo-choo?
Hey, he's cool.
There's a
sometimes.
countdown for the sub-train choo-choo.
That's what fish say. Hi, Aquaman.
That's what fish say.
All right, guys. So we'll from there next week, right
Oh,
in the center.
that might be it.
Essentially the.
A tree full of dead us. That's fucked
evil.
up.
That was some mean
That's
shit,
really
man.
gross. That's
A
what you call
tree
it.
full of dead us.
It's a friendly place,
The
White
tree
Stone.
was happy, but not really.
So,
But not really.
An extra note, I think the crow noises in the series are made by Tal'dorei. I mean, I just listened to this.
All right. So,
Oh, thank you. Wait, I gotta.
Yeah, it's really good.
perfect.
Wow.
All right. So
Am I crazy? Didn't Sam just do that? I think it said Talzin's doing the voice of the crows, but didn't Sam just do the impression? Now I gotta go back and look because I'm. Let's hear. Is Sam doing it?
all right. So,
Oh, thank you. Wait, I gotta.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, so at the end there, they did the little crow noise, but it sounded like Sam could also do it pretty well. He didn't do it as good the first time, but then it sounded like the second time him and Talzin both did it. Either way, I think you might be right, Dayart. We have to thank Dayart for these guys because Dayart is the one responsible for episode 4 and 5 and 3, I believe, that I've done. So the end of this one is the Sun Tree. I saw another video. You can go on the channel. You can see it. It was posted by Specco Girl, the original video. I have it in the description of all my videos, but if you go back and look, I already reacted to that, but I had reacted to that for the first time, so I'd missed a lot, and I said, I feel like I should go back because there's so many things I missed. I was so wrapped up in Matt Mercer's explanation of the whole thing that I didn't really see how they all figured it out as they figured it out. So this time around, I was like, all right, I already heard how Matt Mercer does it, and I experienced it in the realm of Campaign 1, so let me see how they experienced it, because I said this in other videos, but I always forget that they're not knowing what's coming, that they basically can dictate it by roles, whether it's good or bad, but they don't know what's about to come. They didn't know. There is a scene in this episode where it sounded like Laura was like, let's just leave. Why do we need to see 8 bodies on a tree? But I'm like, oh my God, does that mean, what if they all agreed? Yeah, we don't need to see that. Let's just dip. That would have never been discovered, or at some point would Matt have been like, no, I would have made it where they circled around and they had to kind of like go investigate the tree. I just can't imagine that not happening. Like, that seems like so important and epic. It's like, I don't know, maybe Matt had 20 other things like that planned that they could run into in other fashions, but I feel like at some point you have to do it. But I'm just thinking, like, what if none of them were investigative and they're like, 8 things hanging from a tree, who the hell cares? Let's just go to the castle or something like that. So the whole story could have changed. None of this could have ever been anything, but that is pretty much the focus of the whole end of this episode. And Marisha definitely figures it out first, but I feel like the way in which they figured it out, originally I thought the Scanlan thing or the Keyleth thing is what gave it away because of the red hair paint through the hair. And I knew Marisha was the one that figured it out first, so I had to assume that her character was the dead giveaway, or Sam was nearer to when Marisha figured it out. So I'm thinking the purple shirt, the red hair, but it seems to me like they actually figured it out when they talked about the bald-headed rotund guy, aka Grog. Even though Grog's not rotund, he's the bigger guy, bald head. I think that's when that finally like set in like, holy crap, this guy is us. And I don't think anybody else really quite figured it out yet. I think they were just like sucked in by the darkness of it all, like the negativity of the scene and all the death. But then when Marisha and Sam were like, oh my God, I think they all kind of were like, wait, what? It's us? What? And then everyone's like, it's us, it's us. And that's how the animation ended that episode, which was genius because they literally went to dark and it just said, it's us. Great. Rewatching things several times definitely helps because I rewatched that once or twice in the re-edit and still didn't pick up on things like that. Each time I'm trying to focus on different things, so you definitely gain things by having rewatches. You learn more, you get to tap more into what the people are feeling and experiencing by watching the reactions. It's all done great. So like I said in the other videos, guys, I'm going to be reacting to the watch-alongs on Tuesday of the cast of Critical Role. They're going to be doing episode 4, 5, and 6 in a watch-along. They then do a Q&A. So I chop those up in episodes. We do a little watch-along with those as well. And then we'll do whatever else content pops up randomly this week. I know I'm going to be doing Undeadwood again. And Thursday, we'll probably do a live stream. Check out the channel. I'll do updates. I'll do videos. You guys will see me at some point. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives, Patreon links in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.